All right. Now, with my black, okay, I have black and red. That's it. Our favorite colors. And if you guys have any ideas for Halloween ideas, you just leave them in the comment section. I will think of them. I will absolutely ponder. I'm getting this down to the thinnest black I can. That makes it almost like an ink. And I'm using apple barrel black. Okay. Now, I'm gonna zoom. Okay, this is very tiny. Now, I'm gonna take this and just barely line it and then curve it around like this. Then with my brush just barely touching this nail, I'm dotting in these dark leaves that are kind of curled like that. I want to do little tiny thorns, and then I want to do the flower like this. The rose. It's going to be black and it's just going to come up like this. It's going to set in the little bed right here, and that will be like, it doesn't look like it yet. Now I'm going to go in this. Make sure that they droop. Okay, so up and then droop. I have more room here, so I can push the bed here and then make the rose come out like this. And you want like a real rough surface because they get crunchy. Then go down like this with the leaves that are just crunchy as well. Everything is just kind of withered and like crunchy. Now, here we go. I'm going to make a spider right here. Dot, 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 dot. Now this is just the insinuation of a spider. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just so that you can kind of see it. That. And then we'll put, okay, can you see that? Shoot, that's tiny. Okay, so I'm gonna go over it again. I want this to be very detailed so you guys know what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm gonna go again over this line, dot, 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 dot. And see how it kind of comes out as a spider? Just the insinuation. Okay, so then with the line, use like this and just make the most skinniest little web. If you put too much on the web and too much onto the spider, it's gonna look really, really heavy. So if you have small nails or you can't get a really tiny line like this, just leave it and do the roses for now. This is more advanced for the real tiny lines, but I mean these are really tiny. So I'm going to finish this out, but before I do, here we go. Now I want you to see Evil Client's fingers. Let's back this out just to give you an idea. Now Evil Client has extremely small nails, and so a lot of the designs I do are on small nails, but you just can't see because of it's just such a little tiny area that I film in that you can't really see how small this nail is. But this is just a little tiny nail, and look at Evil Client pull in. This pinky nail is actually smaller across than this one, but it's longer, so I can give the illusion of a long nail by putting the black and pulling it down to the edge, whereas this is more stumpy and shorter. So how I would do that for a shorter nail is I would leave the length off of the rose and I would just put in dead leaves, so they would just kind of go along the edge, this dead leaf like that. It's not as translatable as you think, so like you have to be really careful but I'm going to do just another rose like this, dot, 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 around like this, and it will be just a round rose that looks black and dead. So like that is how you would kind of like get it to translate. And then I'm going to do like a line going through, and then a push, 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 pull. A little bit of crack around it. That. Okay, let that dry. Okay, so now I have this dark, okay, I mixed the black and red and I made myself a beautiful blood red right here. Now, it's 90 degrees where I live right now, and I don't have air conditioner, so it's really hot, but see how this like turns into a film of skin right here? Just move that out of the way and get what's underneath, and make sure that you keep adding water, especially if you live in really hot climates. Here, I used to live in Vegas, and so this is like natural to me, is that every few minutes I just spray my paints with water, and a body mister, it works the best. This used to have perfume in it, and this works great because it sprays so finely, it evenly sprays. So that's a tip. Please pass it on. I taught you, because it is awesome. Okay, so here is the red. So I have my dark red and light red out. Now I'm going to fill my brush with the dark red, and now I'm going to zoom in. And I'm gonna call this Mini Miranda. So I'm gonna put Mini Miranda next to Evil Clients now. Now, I'm gonna take the dark red and put it into the rose here, and then I'm gonna take the dark red and just kind of meander it through the rose here and on the rose. What is that called? It don't open up. Bud. Thank you. Rosebud, that one. And then I'm gonna go in here, and if you notice, I put a little bit a few of the thorns up on the, oh my gosh, I cannot find my words in this heat, up on the stem, there we go, on the thing that holds the thing, you guys know. There's that, and then go through. I kind of dig this Mini Miranda because you guys can see the sizes, and I implore you guys to ask others to show their sizing, because I want you guys to see that a lot of this decoration, of course it's easy when it's well, it's not easy, but it's easier to show what you're doing on a bigger nail, but you're not going to get clients or get that a wonderful experience with every client. You have to be able to do all sizes and shapes and stuff like that. And so like I tried to do that, but I didn't realize that the camera gives such an illusion. So I want you guys to really think about it. Like these are tiny, and I got like 50 messages last night about, Robin, I had no idea you could paint that small. And I was like, what? I paint that small on Evil Client every 2 weeks. I was like, oh my gosh, they don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna share it. So boop, tiny nail, boop. And yes, and my brushes are really tiny. They say, oh, Robin, your brush only has one hair. And I'm like, yep, pretty much. But it's a good hair and it works well. So boop. And then okay, so now they're all pretty much just blood dead. Do you love it, Evil Client? It's blood dead. Look at our watch color. Blood dead. There we go. Okay, so here is, okay, this is what's going to make it look a little bit deader. So, but you know what? You got to be really careful. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going in with the regular red. I don't want tons of regular red, but I want it to just where the highlight hits it. So I'm gonna just put a little bit so that it looks like it's a black rose that in the light looks a little bit red. Then just barely. I want to do just a few lines like that. See, it just looks like a dead rose. I can't explain it. I can only show you. So here is just touching the light a little bit, touching the light, and then you want, that's the little thing that grabs the rose. So there, just a little bit. You don't want the whole thing, because if you get the whole thing red, it's just going to look like a red rose, or a red rose that's been painted strangely. If you just have highlights of the red, it will look more like a dead rose. If you guys try this, please hashtag me. I want to see your renditions. Robin Moses, inspired by Robin Moses. Hashtag inspired by Robin Moses, so that I can see. And if you spell it wrong, I don't get to see, so it has to be kind of right. I'll put a little thing at the end. I don't like this rose, so I'm gonna go ahead and make it black again. Okay. I was all trying to spell one. See, that's, you know what? That's why I'm not a good video maker. I'm trying to spell while I'm drawing a little tiny baby. No! Focus, Robin, focus. Okay. Now, this one is facing me, so I want it to be a little bit, okay, here we go. It's facing me, so I want it to have a little bit more black than normal, but I want it to have more lines of red. And this is, okay, so the lines of red. There we go. That way, this one looks like a rose, which translates to this one that doesn't. Then, I'm gonna go in here because it's a little too bright, and then just dull it down with a little bit of darker colors. Then it looks like two roses, okay? That's what you want. This one is gonna be easier because it's just one petal facing us. So it's gonna be highlighted like that. Boom. Now, like that, it starts to look evil, okay? Now on Miranda, we'll do a little bit of light, okay. Now, because this is so tiny, you need this to look like a rose more than a dead rose. Otherwise, it's going to look awful, like black dots. You cannot translate this so tiny. So I'm going to do a regular rose here with a line of a C, and then around, and then around, and dot. And then I'm just going to take a little tiny bit of the red into the French. Oh crap, I couldn't do it. I cannot get Miranda in frame to save my life. It's like writing on rice. Here we go. You guys should see how I'm sitting like Frankenstein. Okay, now, oh, there we go. All right, you see that? Now, let me put that down. That translates as a rose. I'm gonna add some highlights though. I'm gonna finish. Okay, so now I'm going to, there's gonna be two more steps. I'm gonna highlight the roses, and then I am going to put the spiders in. You want to put the spiders, but at the same time, like, you don't want to put a bunch of spiders before you start painting, because then they might not fit. So I'm just making a light red right here. It's just a shade lighter than this red, just a shade. But what it does is the white kind of transforms the paint. Oh, what am I doing? The paint enough to see. The red is translucent, but when you add a little bit of white, it lightens it and it makes it more opaque. So I'm going to make a little more because this one already dried out. Jeez Louise.
By the way, if you heard me sniffling, I was not crying. The breeze started in and my allergies went crazy. So I'm letting you know right now up front. She told me I should just tell you.
Yeah, like just tell them, you guys. Just tell me, evil client.
Felt bad.
I didn't even hear her sniffing. I don't hear anything until I edit. There we go. So there we go. There we go. Off frame again. Jeez Louise. So with that light red, I'm just going in and touching. For the smaller nails, you need more light red than for the bigger nails. So there, there, and then when you put it down, it translates. That is the secret of little nail art, is does it translate from far away or does it look like a blob? And so hopefully that helps you. I am going to move on and do the same. Oh, move out of there, Miranda. Okay, now spray the nail. Spray. This is going to be long just because I'm spraying. But you know what? If it's this hot all over, all y'all are spraying. So now just with the dot, or just a dot, 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 right into the highlight. And see how it just looks like a little dead. Highlight, 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 and then I'm going to highlight in here just to give it more dimension, because this one looks kind of like a posy or whatever, and that's fine. Like some of the flowers, the way they die, they do look like different flowers. They don't look like roses, they just look like dead, you know. And the ones I've looked at to get ideas, there's all different kinds, so that's what I'm doing. So there's that one. Then we're gonna go in with the, oh, gotta spray. Wow, I feel like I'm back home. I feel like I'm back home and it's the 90s. Let's put some Vixen on. And I mean the nail polish, not the band. And anybody who bought more than 40 cases of Vixen, please leave me a like, because boy, oh boy. Vamp. My goodness, I know I must have made some company a lot of money buying Vamp polish in the 90s. And guess what color it was, y'all? This one right there, dark red. Black and red. And then once I realized all you have to do is put a few drops of black and a regular red to make the same color, I saved a fortune. Yep. And that's when I realized, oh my gosh, I didn't have to buy the name brand. And I started making money at my job, and it was wonderful. Anybody who I used to do their nails back then, hello. Some of them still watch me, evil client.
I believe it.
Yep. They're my girls. There. All right. It's so weird to see, like, people that I did their nails, their kids now have kids that are having kids. It's crazy. What is that?
A spider.
Oh my. It must be close to Halloween.
Yep.
Look at, what the heck? I caught him. Hold on, I gotta put him outside. Right. Well, that was weird. That was like, it was like a spider the size of a fly. It was that big. The evil client said it wasn't that big, but it was big to me. And the bottom of my thing was like concave, and the spider went right there, and I saved it.
She did. She took it and put it outside.
No spiders were harmed during the making of this nail video. There we go. It must be close to fall, evil client.
Yeah.
All those spiders start spinning. Ooh.
We get crazy spiders.
Yes, we do. And I'm about to paint some. No, they were looking. Oh my gosh, we could have encapsulated that spider in your nail.
But then you would have hurt him.
Oh.
Somebody would have complained.
No. There's very few people. No, that's true. Someone would have. But man, that would have been kind of cool.
It would have been kind of cool.
There's that. Woo!
And you know, I totally would have worn them on my finger.
I know. And I'm the crazy one. Sprayed it on my brush. Okay. Man, Carl's even crazy from the heat. All right, so now that we have this, oh, look at this. Now that we have this on, we're gonna start putting spiders. Imagine that. Okay.
He heard us saying we were going to put spiders on. That's why he showed over to look.
Yeah.
Hey, let me look.
He's totally cool. He's out there living his life. Now there's this. Okay, now just little spiders here and there, and then where it's appropriate, do a tiny little web. So I'm going to take the web and dot, 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 dot. Just a fine line. They kind of go in and out of like your view. Like that.
Carl's walking the perimeter of the fence.
Oh, good. Good, good. He's learning. He's doing very well.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
He's turning into such a fine boy.
He was always a fine boy.
He was strong, man. I couldn't keep up with him.
He was a puppy.
Yeah, it was my mistake. You warned me.
I know, I told you not to get puppies. Too much work.
Yep, but it's worth it though, because now I have exactly what I want.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Actually, if you get them at about a year, there's still enough of a puppy that you can treat it. You can make them what you want them to be. But they're not that cutesy puppy that everybody wants, necessarily.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay,
So a
so
little more common sense.
yeah, and less strength. My goodness. Okay, so let me put in a few more. I don't want to put too many webs because it's going to start looking like just a black design instead of a rose design. So, hi Carl.
Hey, Carl.
Okay. We were just talking about you. You're like a spider. Talk about you when you show up.
Lay down beside me.
All right. So there's that. I'm going to top coat. Okay, so I'm going to top coat with a matte top coat. I'm using Dazzledry. She doesn't pay me to say it. So if you see her, please tell her to come look at this and say hi to me. I love Dazzledry and I believe in her product. So I use it faithfully. There is this, and I know it costs a lot to ship it. So if I were you guys and you wanted to, like, a whole shop go in for a big bottle and then just divvy it up in different containers, different bottles, because then the shipping is less and it's not so expensive. But I really kind of love it. It's really a good top coat. So there's this. Oh, also, while I'm painting this, I want you guys that have been asking me questions, I want to share something else really quick. Here we go. You said, Robin, when I paint the top coat on the nail, it pulls and then it leaves like a line. And that's because if you keep scratching over this design over and over again, the paint does wear off. Like I could keep doing this until the paint starts to streak, but I do not. Okay, what I do is I fill my top coat into my top brush, and then I pull it once, pull it twice, pull it again. And then that's it. But I don't touch the bristles down onto the design. It's almost like frosting a warm cake. You kind of take your brush and touch it on and then let the polish it instead of taking the bristles and scratching the surface. So this is extremely important. And it is something that you will learn over time, but don't think you're alone. Every time that you just overbrush, it takes the paint off. Other times there's polishes that don't, but most do. And Dazzledry does it less, and especially the clear coat, it doesn't do it. So there we go. That's with the now on this one on Baby Miranda. Oh, the little penny moved. I want you guys to see how tiny, because it's important to me. I might do a few of these, and so here we go. Shoot, I might do it on everyone. That's with the top coat on that one. Now, evil client, I want you to put your fingers around Miranda. Here, let's put you like this. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna zoom back.
This or?
I'm not sure yet. It's new. I'm new. Okay, so that's what the nails would look like on a regular small nail, okay? And then on a short nail, do you see how it translates just fine? So if you have short nails and you did them all like this, it would still look like part of the design. And so like if you were gonna do your nails and then your child's nails, then it would work out, and they both translate wonderful. So I'm gonna take pictures of this, but until I do, I want you guys to get brushes, robinmosesnailart.com, and I have the wand and the unicorn. Anyways, the wand is what I do 99% of my tutorials with, and I made them for my tutorials. When you copy, hashtag me, exactly this spelling, inspired by Robin Moses, all one word. That way, I can see what you're painting on Instagram, and you are giving me credit, and you're sharing my art with people who are wondering, like, where can I learn something? And that doesn't take away from your art. You'll still get your all of the people you want, and you can have a beautiful, thriving business, but it also keeps girls that want to learn coming to me, and that's what I want to do. So anything that you can do to help support that, I would very much appreciate it. If you want to see more of the little nails with, I don't mind doing it all, so just leave me a comment, because I don't know what you guys want until you tell me. If you have any design ideas for Halloween, we are all ears, and we are looking at comments every day, because Halloween is going to be really fun. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you back with more. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, and I am kind of ridiculous here. I wanted to show these nails on the phone case. Now this was just black and white, and we just painted it real quick with red polish and glitter, but what a cute extra, right? So if you guys can do that and put yours on, hashtag me, because I totally forgot about that. I did this talking to her before I started my tutorial, but we added spiders and stuff. And well, it's a compilation. You guys all asked for it and stuff. So anyways, there it is. And where's that little nail? Oh, I wish I could put this on your phone case in some way. That would be cool. But there it is. Let me zoom in, and I'm just gonna leave this at the end of the video for you guys who will watch through the end. And there's that. Oh, thumbs. Since we're doing the extras that I forgot. Oh, look at this thumb. I love that thumb. Evil client, look, which one do you like?
Yeah, I like that one too.
That is just too pretty. I love this design. Anyways, I hope you guys had fun. I did. And it's what, 95 degrees now? In the shade. Anyways, you guys, I'll see you back with more. Bye.
Bye.